It's Madden NFL 23, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Kicker Chris Boswell, and this one is underway here on EA Sports. Take it in at the 3. Arizona's offense takes the field, and no surprises, the man that's guiding them, the Pro Bowler in his 4th season at the wheel of this offense, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray had his Arizona Cardinals cruising in 2021, leading them to 11 wins, despite sharing a division with both of the NFC title game participants. It was also Arizona's first playoff appearance since 2015. Like his team, Murray's improved each of the last 3 seasons and would have set career highs across the board had he not missed a couple of starts.
First play from scrimmage. Here's Murray. Got a man. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him 9 on the pickup, but they're still a few inches short now on 4th down. They'll run for it with Conner. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers at their own 43. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 7. Now it's Trubisky. Down Trubisky lost the football, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Trubisky. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. On third down, Trubisky. Setting up the screen, Harris. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. CD, that's the second time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. On second down, this is Harris. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you can just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Trubisky will throw. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Fryermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Here's Trubisky. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Now Trubisky. Being chased out left. Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. To throw is Murray. He's going deep for Brown. This is intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
He's a fan favorite when he plays at home. Every time he makes a big-time play, you can hear him shout, "Muth," from the stands. Pittsburgh, they love him. A lot of comparisons to Heath Miller as a rookie, and he contributed 7 touchdown catches. Now he contributes a 1st down with that grab.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. And he loses the football a 2nd time. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Now Trubisky to throw. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. Man, that's a 3rd fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally. But how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it?
Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this 1st half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan. We're trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their 1st half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And that has to be so frustrating because you know that they had something set up there for this first drive of the second half. It wasn't the fumble.
Sometimes no matter what you go over at halftime, no matter what you say, errors will result, and that's exactly what happened here. They were trying to change things from what happened in the first half. Instead, they continue to make mistakes.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Murray a give. This is Connor. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Murray going to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing here, Trubisky. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Hard to forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they start in the best of all positions, 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it was 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Connor going to try and run it, and he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it in practices, extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries, but the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football.
Recovered by the receiving team.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Trubisky's throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. That one caught along the sideline. Did he stay in? Yes, he did. But hang on here. A penalty marker is on the field. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's it's going to lead him to 4th down.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Here we go. It's Trubisky on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. Oh, it's tipped, but he still makes the adjustment. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Sometimes those tip balls turn out to be like a pinball, just bounce all over the place. Everyone's got to go up and get it. In this case,
well, we talk about tip drills for defensive players like you, but what about the offensive guys? They do any tip drills?
I think they work on it as well, oftentimes in the Hail Mary situations, because you're actually counting on a ball being tipped to give you an extra chance to catch it. They use that training well.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he is going to have the Cardinals first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. On 1st and 10 is Connor. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Starting to look like this drive may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Connor. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage. And time is going to expire in this football game. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.